Gore-Tex for sports attire. The problem: many sports such as hiking and skiing are performed under extreme weather temperatures and challenging environments. Things like rainfall, snow, and very hot or very cold weather can impact the athlete in a negative way. Athletes that participate in these outdoor sports risk injury and cannot perform their best because their clothes do not provide sufficient protection and support that they need. The solution: Gore-Tex sports attire can be used to protect athletes, minimize injuries and problems caused by extreme conditions, so that athletes are safe under all circumstances. Gore-Tex are a great option for athletes who do outdoor activities because Gore-Tex is durable and breathable at the same time, so that water, snow, dirt, or any other substances that may affect the athlete stay away while still letting the athlete's skin breathe through the clothing, allowing Gore-Tex to be functional and comfortable at the same time. Gore-Tex has many unique characteristics that makes it ideal material for many things. Gore-Tex has many benefits, and there's a scientific reason behind these benefits. The first benefit of Gore-Tex is hydrophobic, meaning waterproof, so that it is durable against rainfall and snowfall. Inside the waterproof layer lies the Gore-Tex membrane, which prevents water from penetrating. Each of a Gore-Tex membrane contains 9 billion pores. Each microscopic hole is 20,000 times smaller than a water droplet, making it impossible for rain, snow, and sleet to pass through. The second benefit of Gore-Tex is that it is breathable. While each pore of a Gore-Tex membrane is smaller than a water droplet, each pore is 700 times larger than a water vapor molecule, enabling Gore-Tex to be breathable and comfortable. Limitations. There are two limitations of Gore-Tex. Firstly, Gore-Tex availability is limited. This may be due to the costly price of Gore-Tex that limits the spread of Gore-Tex in poorer countries. Secondly, Gore-Tex can be costly compared to other clothing materials. Gore-Tex is not an option for everybody because of the expensive price. The reason why Gore-Tex is expensive is because Gore-Tex involves years of studies and technology to invent and perfect. So even though it is costly, there is a difference in quality compared to other cheaper materials. So Gore-Tex might be expensive but provides many more benefits too. What makes up Gore-Tex? There are two elements that make up Gore-Tex: carbon and fluorine. Carbon is solid at room temperature. It is a non-metal atom. It has 2 shells and 6 electrons, having 4 valence electrons. It is in the carbon family. Fluorine is a yellowish-green gas in room temperature. It is a non-metal atom. It has 2 shells and 9 electrons, having 7 valence electrons. It belongs to the halogen family. How the elements bond. The carbon and fluorine atoms bond covalently. Covalent bond means that they share electrons to satisfy each of their valence electrons, completing their outermost shell. After they covalently bond, each fluorine and carbon atom has a complete outer shell of 8 electrons. There are 2 fluorine atoms and 1 carbon atom for this bond. And there are 2 single bonds that form between the carbon and fluorine atoms. Sharing electrons mean that the shared electrons can be at either atom at any given point, but all of the atoms have satisfied outer shell, meaning that they are stable. The molecular structure of Gore-Tex. The molecular structure of Gore-Tex is shown in the picture. The green circles represent carbon atoms while the blue circle represents fluorine atoms. The carbon atoms form the backbone of the structure, with 2 fluorine atoms attached to each 1 carbon atom. This molecular structure is a polymer called polytetrafluoroethylene, or PTFE in short form. These strings of polytetrafluoroethylene form webs that we know as Gore-Tex. This web contains many pores that are small enough to keep substances such as water, snow, wind, and dirt out, but are big enough to let air and sweat pass through, thus making this structure both waterproof and breathable. Gore-Tex is made by mixing the carbon and fluorine atoms that we've mentioned before with a catalyst in a fast spinning motion, This produces a cloth fabric-like material. The fabric is then made into products such as outerwear and is then tested in the factory to ensure optimal quality. In this video, the Gore-Tex outerwear is being tested in the wind room against strong wind. In this clip, it is being tested in the rain room with heavy rain. These tests make sure that the Gore-Tex is really windproof and waterproof. The fabric is also put in a spinner to test the strength and durability of the fabric in response to high pressure and fast speed. Some question the environmental impact of Gore-Tex because they say it contains a waste chemical called PFOA, a perfluorooctanoic acid that is a byproduct of fluoropolymers like PTFE, which is found in Gore-Tex. This PFOA can cause negative health effects and harm the environment. However, Gore-Tex company respects environmental concerns and uses the Life Cycle Assessment, LCA, an ecological evaluation tool to assess the product's environmental impacts. In addition, Gore-Tex is making changes in how their products are being made so that they can become more and more environmentally friendly. In 2014, Gore-Tex made a breakthrough in the environmental influence they have. By using PFOA-free materials and decreasing the harmful effects to the environment significantly. This shows how Gore-Tex not only cares for but is also aware of the environmental impacts their product has. Gore-Tex promises to show environmental awareness in their products by improving their environmentally friendliness and become better and better to the environment in the future.